get tapped in.
Infinite number of dimensions, and I was born with the ability to access all of them.
You must have been a fun kid to babysit.
Some differ from ours in the smallest way. Others couldn't be more different. Remember that world-changing battle between Omni-Man and Invincible a month ago? In most other dimensions, they teamed up and took over the planet.
You're kidding. And we're the bad guys.
Now, what's important is that each dimension has something unique and valuable. Shakespeare's we've never read. Technologies beyond our understanding. New ways of thinking. Philosophies of peace. All our problems, famine, war, climate change, cancer, have been solved somewhere else. And I can be the conduit of that knowledge. A Prometheus who raises the bar for everyone by sharing.
When he mentioned Prometheus as another name for Satan, understanding that they portrayed Satan as a carbonated being within this show named Invincible, if you've seen this on Prime Video, understanding that Prometheus was the one to enhance this kind of enlightenment upon the world and was able to open up dimensions, not knowing that we were able to open up dimensions, but they took that ability from us for this exact reason.
What works. I'll help our world first, of course. Then everywhere else, I can save billions upon trillions of lives.
Sounds like fun. But saving lives isn't really our jam.
To do this, I need deep knowledge of those other dimensions. Good thing we've always been inquisitive.
We've always been.
Meet the family.
I did not see that coming. Because you're the clone.
They're all alternate versions of me. And I've gathered 10 times more in safe houses scattered across other dimensions.
And when he did that, he was basically indicating to himself that he would be able to get the knowledge from these dimensions and place them upon himself, because he was literally solving the puzzle amongst himself in other dimensions and brought it into that one.
They don't have my ability, but they have something almost as valuable. Intimate local knowledge of their home dimensions that will help me figure out what they do best and how to get it here. Which brings us back to you. I need to copy all their know-how and put it in here.
Why not just ask them questions?
Because only someone who can see the whole puzzle can put it together. Help me do this, and I'll give you any single dimension you want, as long as you promise not to hurt anyone.
We want one with no superheroes, good food, and a population that thinks we're gods.
You get what I'm saying? So once this happened, that clone sat there and was just overhearing, you know what I'm saying, being nosy and shit. You know, they talking too loud or talking near him too loud. So he knew, like, okay, they doing something that's not of this world. So that's why there's clone wars. That's why clones will go against each other. You will go against your own kind if you know that it is wrong and not in the nature of what you think it is. Understand? So to further this video, this entity, Prometheus, knew, this consciousness knew that whatever it was going to do to enhance his society his way was going to work his way, not knowing it didn't. Because in Invincible, all Invincible portrays is just you in a godlike form, but they're going to portray it through a white person as God to make you comprehend it more through a television, telling lies to your vision, not knowing that God is all skin colors. There is no skin color for God nor entity. We all have different complexions because of the air and the dimension that we came from. We all come to Earth for a temporary pit stop. So in that show, they were indicating that Prometheus, or Satan, was sitting there sacrificing himself and clones of other places and other prisons. He was getting them out through his gifts that God gave him, because he gave himself these powers, because he taught himself these powers, and it's a gift from the Most High. And he knew that he could use his powers for good, but with a little bit of evil, trying to portray that he is good to the evil doers, not knowing that he's neither good nor evil. It's a concept. So he understood that, and he was awake to that simulation. So now as we go deeper into that, within this lifestyle right here, Prometheus is a consciousness, is a state of, it's like a way of thinking, basically. So the way these beings think, they know it's a program, and for it to be a program, there are different codes and algorithms that life runs on. So meaning these people are enlightened beyond our comprehension, because they have their own society and their way of living in their own fruition. They've been here longer than us. They were able to be here before we were even made in a physical form. So they were able to build their own society before we even lived in their society. Because before we even had our own, we made our replication of society our own, and they stole from us and made it their own. Understanding that once we do this, you can travel through a dimension within your mind, but just know they control your mind. So you have to be careful of what dimension you go into. If you're going to astral project or lucid dream, you have to also be careful as well, because they are there. Understanding that when you go down as well of thought of your ego, you will begin to really see and become enlightened to the fact that these entities are not normal. They're not your average, so to speak, systematic shadow government, whatever you want to call this shit. Them, they, indicating that they are able to do whatever they want to do. And Invincible will show you that, because there is a hero named Shape Smith that literally shapeshift, and it's from a different, he's a Martian basically. So they're saying here, Martian the Manhunter, and they're saying that they shapeshift into their own kind. Also, I have no idea what I'm talking about, neither right nor wrong. But they shapeshift into their own kind, and they've been able to manipulate our energy and our airfield and our spectrums for our visual light, basically. So they're able to manipulate light and dark within our own time and our own fractal of our holographic simulation that we stay in. So as we are programmed to these low frequencies, they are up in the highest frequency. So they're able to manipulate all frequencies within, because they created the frequency that we live in. So they're able to do that. They're already ahead of the masses by doing that. So of course people can't comprehend a shapeshifter. They were even able to comprehend one. Shapeshifters are like literally in front of us every single day, and we can't even tell, because we have no idea who we even are. So how can we tell what they are? Because we don't do our own research. So with this, they are able to manipulate dimensions that are already there. They already exist. And so in this show in Invincible, they were showing like these blue characters, like the big eyes, whatever. They were sitting there. They're the clones of each other. But Prometheus was able to open up a dimension that had them as well in there. And there was a girl version of them. But they were all brothers and sisters, so they're all one. But and what's crazy, they were awake to know that they were also in different dimensions as well. So in this show, they're all awake to a simulation. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know what their powers are, but they choose to use it for good or evil, or they use it for both. You know what I'm saying? Like, they use, a lot of them use logic. And so as they're doing that, they're showing you in the show like what the system will do with gods and the shadow government coming together. Like, the shadow government is literally controlling the minds of gods. How is that possible? How is that possible? How are you invincible getting controlled by the system? You know what I'm saying? So by them doing that, it lets you know like these aren't your normal beings, your normal men in black that portray themselves to our liking, and they're saying that they're all playing their role in society. So when you do travel dimensions, you can literally see yourself doing anything you think you can or can't do. You can literally watch yourself fly. You can watch yourself literally kill niggas in one punch. You can literally look at somebody and they'll die. You can literally go to different infernal realms, ice realms, a water realm. That's why there's different plane of existence. So Uranus, Neptune, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, all these, and what's crazy, beyond these realms as well, they're all next to each other, and they're all nothing but factorizations of consciousness. They're all factories of consciousness bunched up together. So understand, when you go to sleep, you can literally see these things through a higher perspective. You can see what the universe is bringing to you when you actually meditate or actually go to bed, and you're watching your dreams when you go to bed. So when you do this, you can sit there and think to yourself, damn, these are my thoughts, and like I'm actually visually seeing what the message is portraying, because everywhere you go when you dream, you are still visually seeing a message. And maybe you can't see the message, but if you're awake to what the message is trying to tell you, it's your higher self letting you know something in a different plane of existence that you can bring from that existence to this one right now. Because understand, these other beings that are a part of you, they are living in their dimension doing what they had to do because that's their purpose, but they are still part of you. So if somebody brought these dimensions together in the 3D illusion or Earth, you can see yourself in multiple dimensions bunched together, and you'll look at each other like, oh well shit, I always believed it to be true, but now it's really true, huh? And it's like, yeah, I am you, you are me type shit, but we won't even have to say that because we gonna already know. So what you know now, your other yous will know in the other dimensions that you are a part of, because you are everywhere. You are all knowing. You literally know everything without knowing anything. That's how powerful God is. Understanding how powerful God is all a state of consciousness. We are all consciousness in a web of nothing but life. We are literally centered in the middle of life, and something is watching this life and portraying it at each different way, a different sector connected to each individual. So if you go out to society and look at people, there is a web net, there's a string of consciousness connect to that person, just like you. You know what I'm saying? You are connected to something, and something is the highest of you. So you're literally connected to God in the highest form, and you can bring that form to this reality right here. But by doing that, you got to train your mind to train that frequency to lead this illusion that you live in, and from focusing your attention outward and going inward, bringing that inward energy to the highest point right here. You bring that energy out to here, it'll come out through here, and then it'll start coming out through here and through here and through here. Not knowing that it comes from here the whole entire time. The whole entire time. The dimensions lie within this and this and this. You gotta train your gut, to train your heart, to train your mind. If you have all three of these in sync, you'll be able to unlock dimensions within your mind. I love you. Have a great day.